Hello, beautiful people, and welcome. Today's video, I'm going to go through classwork number 18 for Math Foundations. This is going to be on graphing and writing equations in slope-intercept form. Let's go in and start with this question right here, where it's asking us to graph. First thing we're going to do is identify our slope and our y-intercept. So the slope is the number that is attached to your x. So it does not include x. It is the number attached to x. Let me find a working marker. Here it is. You're going to bring that number here and you're going to write it in as slope. Notice I did not write the x, just that number. Now with slope, you can write this out a different way. You can also write it as -3/1. For the y-intercept is the number with the symbol behind x. So we're not taking x, we're taking the number in front for slope and the number behind for the y-intercept. This number 5 is going to be inside of a point 0, 5. You can even put the +5 here if you'd like. Now, to graph, we're going to use this information to graph a line. First thing we're going to do is identify our slope as our direction. So we are going to be going down because it's negative and to the right. So I will be going down down 3 and 1 right. Then the y-intercept is going to be my starting number on the y-axis. So here's my y-axis. I highlighted that in yellow. I'm going to find the number 5, positive. I'm going to put a point. From here, I'm going to go 3 down and 1 to the right. Here's your right. Here's your left. So down 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 to the right. 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 Once I've run out of space, I'm going to go the opposite direction. So now I'm going 1, 2, 3, 1 to the left, 1, 2, and I'm out of space. Then I'm going to pick up a ruler, placing the ruler slightly below my dots. And then I'm going to connect. When you make your line, make sure your line is a little bit on the larger side, just like this. Now, next to this is already giving you a line. So what it's asking you is to write the equation in write the equation in slope-intercept form. So slope-intercept form is our y equals mx plus b. So the first two things you want to do is you want to identify your slope and your y-intercept. Let's actually start with the y-intercept. Here's my y-axis, and I'm going to identify the point on the y-axis. So here I am looking. Here's my point on the y-axis. That number is -1. Okay, so this is where I'm getting the y-intercept from the point on the y-axis. Next, I'm going to find another pretty point. Now, when you find this pretty point, you have to find it really close to each other. So here's my point, and I'm going to look down here. Where's my other point? That one doesn't look like it has a pretty point, so I'm going to shift up. This one right here is pretty. Okay, so is this increasing or decreasing? So this one is going downhill. So I'm going to turn my paper. This is decreasing. Decreasing means downhill, which means we're going to have a negative slope. So I am going to be counting down 1 jump, 2 jumps, 3 jumps, 4 jumps down. And now I'm here, 1 jump, 2 jumps, 3 jumps to the right. Here's your right, here's your left. So my slope is 4 down, 3 to the right, and because we're going downhill, it is going to be negative. So how do you write the equation in slope-intercept form? You're going to put the equation y equals mx plus b, where m is your slope, b is your y-intercept. Oops. So for our answer, we're going to say y equals the negative 4/3 slope, x, and then we have our y-intercept at -1. So that's going to be your equation of the given line. All right, let's go again. On the left, it's asking us to graph. On the right, it's asking us to write. Let's go and identify our slope. Slope is going to be the number in front. So we have slope as 1/2. And the y-intercept is the number behind x. And that's going to be at -4. Remember, this -4 is our starting number on the y-axis. So I'm going to find -4 here, all the way down here. Looking at our slope, it is positive, so that means we're going to be going up 1 and to the right 2. Up 1 to the right 2, 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 down 1 to the right 2, down 1 to the right 2. And you want to keep going until you run out of space. Once you have this, go ahead and take out your ruler. Place the ruler slightly underneath. Connect. And make sure you have arrows. Right, next one, we're going to write. So now we're going to take the equation, the information from the graph, and then write the equation. So let's go ahead and highlight our y-axis. So what point is on my y-axis? It is at 2. So that's going to be your y-intercept. In your slope, you're going to find another pretty point. So let's see where our pretty point is. There it is. So we got up 1. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. You have to ask yourself, is this an increasing or a decreasing line? In this case, we are going uphill. So it is increasing, which means our slope is going to be positive. So that means I have a positive 1 up, 4 to the right. And now we write our equation. Y equals m. M is your slope, so positive 1/4. X. And then we got our y-intercept, which was a positive 2. All right, go ahead and flip your paper over when you're ready. So these are going to be quite similar. They're not as laid out as these, so you will not see lines for your slope and your y-intercept, but you still have to identify them. So this one, you have to read the equations, the directions. So this one is asking you to write the equation. So we're going to write y equals mx plus b. We're going to find our starting. Here's our start. That means my b value is starting at a positive 2. I'm going to keep my x. And now we just need to find slope. Again, find your pretty point. Oh, here's a pretty point here. And again, you have to ask yourself, is this increasing or decreasing? I am going downhill. So the slope is going to be negative. And I'm going downhill 1 jump and then 1, 2 to the right. So 1 jump, 2 to the right. It is going to be negative because we're going downhill. So our equation, I will be rewriting that as -1/2 x plus 2. Let's write the next one. Still asking us to write for number 2. Okay, here's your y-axis. Find your starting number. That number is going to be your b value with the symbol. So for us, it's going to be a positive 2. keep your x, and now we just need to solve for your slope, finding a pretty number. Nope, there it is. That means, are we going uphill or downhill? We are, again, decreasing, going downhill, which means our slope is going to be negative. How many downs am I doing? I'm doing one down and one to the right. So one down, one to the right with a negative slope. And because 1 divided by 1 is just 1, we can simplify this as negative 1x plus 2. Now for questions 3 and 4, it's asking us to sketch. Sketch just means draw. So we're going to be drawing out the lines. Notice that we don't have a line here. We have to create a line. Just like we did before, we're going to start on the y-axis. Here's our starting number. We're going to find negative 2 on the y-axis. We're going to identify our slope. Now, for this slope, we only see a negative, which is slightly weird. But if I have just an x, how many x's do I have? Well, I just have one x, so we're going to do 1 over 1. Because it is negative, I am going to go down and to the right. So I'm going to go down 1 to the right 1, down 1 to the right 1. Keep going with that pattern. Once you run out of space, go ahead and work the other way. So now up 1 to the left 1, up 1 to the left 1, and keep doing that until you run out of space. Picking up your ruler, slightly underneath your points, and then connect. You want this to be a little bit of a bigger line so that we can see it. All right, let's graph this one. After question number 4, the rest is going to be on your own. Let's go ahead and start with our y-intercept on our y-axis. Here's our y-axis, finding that negative 2. Here it is. Then identifying our slope. Now we just have negative 2. We do need a fraction, so we're going to put this over 1. It is negative, so that means I will be decreasing, going down, and 1 to the right. So that means 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. So 2 down, 1 to the right. Once you run out of space, go ahead and now do the opposite. So 1, 2 up, 1 to the left. 1, 2 up, 1 to the left. Until you run out of space. Once you do run out of space, you're going to draw the line. And here you have it. So today's classwork number 18 is going to be about writing equations and graphing the lines. Thank you so much. Bye.